Okay then, Helldivers, we are back. We've got loads to go over today as we've received a brand new patch update earlier on this morning. But in top of the patch update, we actually received our brand new Warbond and 3 new missions inside of a brand new game mode called the Commando Missions. This one's an intriguing one for sure, as there is a lot to break in on this one. So we're going to show you guys everything new that's happened today and what it is that we think about it. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful like button and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. Make sure you check out our incredible sponsor, GamerSupps, the company that offer esports athletes and gamers alike with the most effective and healthy energy drink option. We've got loads of new stuff coming on a weekly basis. The link's down in the description. Use code CloudPlays at checkout. And if you want to get yourself some free super credits, then all you have to do is head down to the comment section and put in a red love heart. Why? Because the automatons are on absolute fire right now, and there is a lot to break in with those. We've also got a lot to show your faces. It's an exciting one indeed. So let's dive on into everything that we've got happening inside of Helldivers 2. So starting off, we're going to give you guys a breakdown of everything that we can obtain via the Warbond right now. Giving you guys a quick Superstore run around, we can see right here that we have got the RS-100 Sanctioner and the armor to go alongside it. Very, very cool piece indeed. It includes the reduced signature where the wearer makes 50% less noise when moving and reduces range at which enemies can detect you by 40%, which is 10% more than what we already had via Scout and so much more. We've also got the Gilded Quill, which you guys can see on screen, and we have got the Smoke Screen Impact Grenades. Now, we have already seen the grenades of sorts with smoke attachments. These ones essentially turn you into a magician. You can just puff a smoke down by your feet and continue running and doing what you're doing. They're not overly incredible, but they are pretty damn fun to utilize every once in a while, so I would recommend going in and trying to get hold of those, as well as the Gilded Quill player card as well. All of the prices you'll see on screen right here, as we took a screenshot before they were actually unlocked, courtesy of Arrowhead Game Studios. If you guys want to go ahead and purchase those, you can do. But we've also got the Warbond, where the Warbond that we have is the Redacted Regiment. Now, this thing is incredible, and I'm going to give you guys a quick few pointers on this and what it is that's worth it and what it is that isn't. We're going to be going from the casual gamer's point of view. We're not the 1% club. We're not the elitist, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that you can just use anything against everything. The pistol itself is pretty damn boring in my end. The re-educator is so underwhelming, it's insane. I don't know why, but it can obviously do a few bits and bobs and can be able to help you guys get out of a few issues, but overall, it wasn't overly incredible in my eyes. The R72 sensor. Now, this thing, I really wanted this to be incredible, but with it being a light armor penetrator, it is essentially just as good as the Diligence. So if you are a Diligence user, you will enjoy this. If you're not, well, you're not likely to enjoy this, but it is borderline exactly the same in terms of feel and what it can actually achieve. So we've got that on the table as well. We have got the AR-59 suppressor, which is exactly what you expect from a suppressed light armor penetrator. It doesn't really do much yet again, but if you are going in for the suppression for the stealthiness, then I would recommend doing it because, well, the suppressor comes in handy with not getting caught as easy. The armor packs, in my personal opinion, look very, very cool, and I really enjoy the pair of them. I think that they both look really good. Sort of SWAT-like. I just think it's worth getting just for the armor drip alone, which is most of the Warbonds, that's for sure. But the one thing you definitely want to utilize for the Warbond is for the C4 pack and the lure mine. Now, these two things you'll see in the background gameplay just after we go over this, and you'll see exactly how efficient they are as they just work on absolutely everything. You can take out factory striders with 3 of them. You can take out fabricators all over, and it just does so much work. It, for me personally, is one of the greatest things inside of this Warbond that you just need to obtain the entire Warbond for. It's just worth it. For me personally, this is a 10 out of 10 stratagem and one thing that I'll be using all of the time. The only thing that makes it difficult, though, is that to be able to utilize it effectively, you obviously have to switch between the deploy and the activate. And being able to deploy and activate at the same time is pretty difficult because you have to switch into your ammo capacity, move over the mode, and then do it that way. I was kind of hoping that it was just going to all be through one motion and holding the controller would make it really easy, but unfortunately it doesn't work that way. And the lure mine is a odd one. It doesn't get thrown very far, but it does work very effectively. it draws a lot to it, and the explosions on side of it work extremely well. For me personally, a very utilizable piece, and if you want to get out of a mess, then it's definitely worth utilizing. And finally, we have got the Concealed Insertion Booster. Now, this booster equips Hellpods with the deployable smoke screens on impact. I don't think it takes a genius to know that this is actually quite a good booster to utilize, as it stops you guys from getting seen, especially when getting put into those really harder places. Overall, the Warbond is a solid one for me, and one that you should definitely get just for the C4 backpack, and the Superstore is a decent run around. Moving on from that, though, we do have the new elite operations coming in at Classer at the moment. They are located solely on this planet, which is an automaton-run planet, and the conduct commando operations are now active. You can see right here via the dispatch that the elite Helldivers are ordered to deploy to Classer and conduct commando operations with severely limited super destroyer support in order to enable the upload teams to carry out their mission. Now, we have got 3 new mission types that we can see on screen. We have got the Commando Acquire Evidence. This one is very, very cool, as you have got to use a camera to utilize this one. This is what the gameplay is in the background you'll be able to see. Very, very quirky indeed. We have got the Commando Extract Intel, which is to collect 3 keys and then go and extract the main intel at the beacon point. And then we have got the Commando Secure Black Box. Now, you guys obviously know how the black boxes work, but some of the things you may not know is that on the screen you will see the reinforced movements. Now, these reinforced pods are dotted all over the map inside of these commando beacons because you start off with 0 reinforcements, although you can essentially head to these and it will unlock 3 reinforcements per reinforcement pod. It states right here that the Helldivers will be deployed to this location upon mission launch. Due to the Super Destroyer's absence, normal reinforcement will be unavailable. Securing the site will give access to additional reinforcements who will deploy directly from these locations. So you will obviously spawn selectively from these locations based on which ones you actually activate. They work pretty damn well. For me personally, it is very, very helpful considering you can only bring in your Super Destroyer once. Essentially, the way that it operates is you will jump into a map. You will have around 60 seconds to be able to issue out all of the weapons that you want to get, including your supply weapons, your backpacks, and so on and so forth, and have access to your red and green stratagems for that 60 seconds. After those 60 seconds go through, all of your stratagems are then disabled. The Super Destroyer disappears. Now, each player has an individual usage to bring back the Super Destroyer just for themselves, not for the entire team. So once you've used it, it is then gone. There is no more bringing it back. You have 1 rotation round, so make sure that you use it wisely, and make sure that when you do use it, that you hit the resupply, that you bring everything in that you possibly can, and you use your stratagems at the same time. You need to maximize that time period because that 160-second slot is very, very difficult to actually bring to the table and utilize effectively. But from a standard player's perspective, these games are actually really, really fun, and I've enjoyed so much of them. The only thing I will say is that we received a patch note earlier on today. Now, I didn't do a video on it, and a lot of you are probably wondering as to why, but there was not exactly a lot of changes, and the changes that they did make, I don't really feel a massive deal with them. Now, what they actually did is with the suppressors, they're now more effective. So the noise radius on firing the suppressed weapons has been reduced by 50%. And you can actually hear that when firing those suppressed weapons. And also on top of that, the enemy's detection radius when being fired at but not being hit is reduced in some units as well, such as the Devastators, Berserkers, Spewers, Chargers, Impalers, Observers, so on and so forth. They are the ones that were obviously indicated primarily, but I just don't feel like there was a massive difference in it. I can hear the difference, but I still get detected very, very quickly. Because realistically, if I'm going to shoot at a direction, I'm going to want to aim at a target and take it out, right? If you shoot at a direction and you miss, then you won't get hurt. But the idea is you shoot to kill. So a very, very odd one, but it does seem to work for the most part. On top of that, they also adjusted the M1000 minigun muzzle to reduce the flash. So overall, a very minute little patch in terms of changes and fixes, but a huge update in terms of getting the Warbond in and also receiving these brand new missions. Now, the only thing that worries me is that these missions are going to be gone in about 5 days. Based on the way that these overall orders work, we have got 3 days and 20 hours until the minor order ends, which is to complete an operation against automatons 750,000 times in Classer. Once those are done, essentially, those high-value missions, those high operations, those commander operations will, in theory, be taken off of the map. I really hope that's not the case, because I think that this really brings in a new edge to the game, and it really makes it a little bit harder, gives a little bit more fun to the table. Me and my crew, we had a great time during the live stream. It was just worth it for me personally. So I'm really hoping that they bring it to the table and they keep it here. But that's just my 2 cents. Unfortunately, though, that's all we got time for today. If you want a detailed breakdown, we're going to be doing a full run-through of the Warbond and exactly what it is that I recommend via the video coming up tomorrow morning, more than likely. Thanks again for watching. Appreciate your faces. And as always, up until the next time, I'll see you in the clouds.